What's up, guys? 3 days to Christmas. Let the stream populate a little bit. Is the internet working? Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Let's give this a few minutes. Wonder whether we're having some buffering issues. Can anyone hear me? The chat doesn't seem to be. Hello. Hey Paul, what's up? All right. How come there's only one person? Is it the internet? Give it a few minutes. Maybe my internet isn't working so well today. Having a bit of a cough, guys, so you better don't have the volume too loud. That's strange. Internet seems fine, people seem to be coming in. All right, give it a minute more, guys, and we'll start. What time is it now, Paul, for you, wherever you are? Paul, you owe it to yourself for believing in the call. You owe it to yourself for staying invested for the past 4 months when BTC was growing very strongly, increasing very aggressively, and you decided to hodl. You owe it to yourself, because when everyone else was exiting their positions and jumping from one crypto to another, you decided to stay invested, and I think that's very important. And I appreciate your thanks. And yeah, you owe it to yourself, man. You deserve to make the money because you decided to stay invested. Hey Sean Pon, nice to meet you, man. Thank you very much, man, for always being a fan of the channel and supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. All right, guys. So funny thing is, maybe it's dinner time, so interrupting some people's dinner. So anyway, not to worry. Here to discuss about Goldman Sachs coming into the cryptocurrency space, and also there are more people talking about the bubble, right? People are saying that this is a bubble. Potentially, when is it gonna burst? Are we having a pullback as of now? What's up, everyone? 8 a.m. in Japan. Wow. Dennis, Life Size Box, Scavenger, Alan, Justin. Nice to meet you guys. Okay, so guys, as we know, Will G, what's up? Hamza, what's up? Mohammed, what's up, man? Mohammed Buffins, hey man, you've been always regularly coming on board. Okay, so right, so guys, having a little bit of a cough, at the moment. So if you're having your earpieces on, you may want to turn down the volume. I hope my sound is clear. Top table man from Dublin, Ireland. I would really love to visit Ireland. I heard it's beautiful. You know, looking forward to go there. I may be going, Hamza. I may be going to London in March, man. Either end of March, beginning of April. Is the weather good? I'll be most likely going to London with the fam. Josh, good morning. Richard, what's up, man? JT, Godez, Mactool, Frankie Liang, what's up, man? Joey Alex. We have, all right. Donut, hey Donut, what's up? Mic too low? Mic too low, test, the mic is too low. You might need to turn it up if it's a bit too low though. Sure, man, we can do a meetup in London for sure. All right, so, okay guys, so the topic today is Goldman Sachs entering the cryptocurrency markets, right? And we're talking about a full-fledged trading desk. They are only trying to figure out how to handle the custodian, meaning that they are going to be probably helping their clients. I think Goldman, although they are one of the most influential banks in the world, right? They are definitely going to be the big money coming into this space. So I'm not concerned. It's just that I want to put out my thoughts on how the smaller investors are able to ride this wave, because once they come in, and they are gonna obviously need to buy up and hodl majority of the tokens to actually influence it. Hi Sebastian. Yes, Poland. Yes, there's so many countries to visit, right? There's so many countries in this wonderful world that we have yet to visit. Okay, so a quick question back to you, Pedro. I would choose Binance if you're new. Oh no, very bad connection. Crap. Okay, so today's internet is not very good. What's up, Joey? Yeah, for now, I would recommend Binance. Their KYC is a little bit easier. But you know, as of all, hey, what's up, Mr. Crypto? As of all exchanges, usually after a while when they get congested, they come to some problems. So I nonetheless exercise caution. Do not over leverage by putting too much of your coins into an exchange. Hello, Jose. What's up, man? Oh, you are blowing into the mic. Okay, so right. So as I was saying, right now, we have the situation. Right now, we have this situation where we have the cryptocurrency markets heating up. So we have Goldman Sachs stepping into the space. We have Goldman Sachs planning how to keep the custody of their clients' cryptocurrency. So in a way, I take that as a good thing. That means the huge money is coming in. That is why the top 20 cryptocurrencies that has the largest volume is very important. And we're talking about, just go and look at the top 20 currently. I think everyone is fighting to have at least 5 billion in terms of market cap and above. Now, I think everyone wants to go up to at least, what's up, Robert? How are you doing, my man? Joakim, what's up? So, hey, what's up, B-Brex? Hey, haven't seen you in a while. So, now, we have Orlando, what's up? So, we have people who are, of course, skeptical about the big banks coming in. Now, we need the big banks to come in because they are the ones. 很好，我很好，只是有点咳嗽。So, right now we have the large banks stepping in. They are definitely going to comb the market, okay, and they are going to be buying up any kind of token that they feel of value at the moment. This is definitely one of the reasons why I need you guys to understand the fundamentals of the tokens that you buy. If you fail to understand that, you are going to be bought out. Now, what does that mean? Okay, so let me give quantum as an example. Okay, let me give quantum as an example. When quantum hit $20, okay, when quantum hit $20, in fact, some even cashed out at $15, right? People cashed out of quantum because they were waiting for that moment that they can get out, because they were stuck for 4 months. So they couldn't wait anymore. They got out at anywhere from $15 to $20, and then quantum went up to 30, and then quantum went up to 50, a high of $70. This is what we call a buyout, guys. You may say that if you got in at 30 cents to $1, you made good money. But let me tell you this is not where the market is going to stop. You are going to see a strong intrinsic growth. You're going to see a strong intrinsic growth in the top 20 cryptocurrencies. There's a reason why they are at the top 20 so quickly, because they realize that the big money is starting to come in. When the big money comes in, you have to provide liquidity. If you fail to reach a strong market cap, you're not going to make it, right? So this is one thing that I need to highlight right now. Once there's enough liquidity in each particular cryptocurrency in a particular exchange, you're going to see the big money flow in, and that's when you're going to 30x your money, 10x to 30x minimum. But you have to be willing to stay the course. You can't be jumping from one crypto to another like the way you think, right? If you decide to jump from one crypto to another crypto, you're only going to just pick up the scraps. Sure, the scraps in crypto are really good. When we talk about scraps, we're talking about anywhere from 30% to 100%. But don't sell yourself short, okay? This is something that you really don't want to do. So the big money is trying to get into the game. The big money finally is convinced they want to play. But if you are happy with your 2x, 3x and you want to get out, sure, by all means. I'm just making sure that you guys understand the situation, right? Don't get pushed out easily when you know that you have something good, right? You gotta hold on to it. You see, everybody has a price, right? Everybody has a price. Everybody has debts to pay. And sometimes we are so worried that this market is so volatile. If this market is so volatile, we tend to, okay, we've got what we wanted. We can clear our debt. We can travel the world. We can retire. That's it. And you get pushed out of the market already. And of course, you can always come back in. Not saying that you can't. It's just that once you know that this market is here to stay, it's best that you just stay invested, regardless of the pullbacks. And the pullbacks will be huge, guys. Okay, so right now we are seeing a huge shift to generation 3 blockchains that are focused on interoperability and cross-chain applications, right? Where one virtual machine can speak to another virtual machine. Then there is rumors of having traditional blockchains eradicated completely. Okay, so there is a lot of new technology coming up that is in the wings, but however, new technology is untested and unproven. So we have a couple of years, guys, because traditional blockchain, no matter what people are saying, they are proven, they are battle tested, they are robust. Like, for example, why quantum was built on the Bitcoin blockchain, because the Bitcoin blockchain is the longest, most robust, most secure. If you want to build stuff, you cannot just say, hey, you want to only focus on the scalability, it being cheap and whatnot. You also have to make sure that it's secure. You can't be building on a blockchain that is insecure, right? So these are the things that enterprise are looking for, right? They're not going to risk and waste their time, resources, right, and effort, and in the end, if they build on a very new blockchain that is like for example, like IOTA, right? IOTA is they're using the Tangle network, which has so-called no blocks, but it's still decentralized. Very unique. I'm still trying to figure that out. But you know, if they manage to be battle tested as well, and they come up to be up tops, perhaps maybe there's going to be an opportunity for the blockchains to be built on a Tangle network, or maybe that's just an alternative. But right now, for now, it's the traditional blockchains that have, although the scalability issues, but they are going to be the most secure for now. So we cannot compromise scalability, security, and all these other perimeters when you're talking about building on the technology. So a lot of people are saying, you know, they're interested in Cardano, they're interested in Aeon, they're interested in Icon, Dragon Chain, and whatnot. Sure. Back to my same old age-old question. What's the infrastructure like? What has been built on it? If it's only just price all the time, then I think that's a very bad that's a really bad angle just to get in on the price or get in early and hope that the team will deliver. You see, if you are investing or trading with very small amounts, no problem. But I think here at Crypto Grinders, we want you to be able to invest confidently. We're talking about if you wanted to go in with a good portion of your savings, it's good to go in with a good portion of your savings, right? You can confidently do that. That is what we're trying to help you achieve, right? If you come in with $100 to $1,000, it's very challenging to really make life-changing money. It's seriously, because that $1,000 could be a lot to some, right? And the moment that they make 10, 20, 30%, you see why I observe the chat a lot. I notice that people get in, they make 50%. That means, let's say $1,000, they make a $500 profit. That's $1,500. That's good. It pays for rental, and then they're out of the market already, which is a shame. When actual fact, if they knew and they could emotionally and mentally they understood what they were investing in, emotionally they are able to keep calm and stay invested in that particular cryptocurrency, they would have 5x to 10x, but they have to give themselves more time. But unfortunately, sometimes liquidity is an issue. They are not able to give themselves more time. So I really understand what kind of different market segments are coming into this space. I understand. And when you start off with very little, it really gets very, very challenging. Okay, so for me, I'm just sticking to what I know, guys. If you realize, I just stick to what I know. I think you guys are more experimental than I am. I am someone who is very slow to make a decision, in a sense, not on purpose, but because I prefer to fully understand something before I put it out there. Because when I put something out there, right, I do have an influence. And when I have an influence, I have a responsibility. Okay? And this is something that is very important, guys. It's not because of, I'm not here for fame. Okay? I'm not here for money. I'm really here to just impart knowledge and make sure that you guys can change your financial situation. That is my concern. That's my responsibility. Okay? And if I fail to deliver the right message to you guys, right? If I fail to deliver the right message to you guys and you misinterpret my message, that could be very disastrous for you. So if you notice, I'm very repetitive. Let's just put it this way. I'm like your father, man. I'm like your father in investing in cryptocurrencies. So this is one thing. Ryan, how's your Komodo coming on? Nice, man. My Komodo is coming on nice. Hey, yeah. So Komodo has done very, very well. Very unexpectedly. Not that I did a lot. I didn't put a lot in, as much as I would like to, into Komodo, but yeah, it did very well. It did very, very well, guys. Unfortunately, the Monet's ICO didn't turn out so well. So a little bit. No, I'm not. I can't. You can't blame Komodo for whatever that comes out from the ICO from the ICO. I think. What's up, Kev? So, do do you have BTG? I don't. I do have some, as in the free BTG that comes from the exchange, right? I do have some. Yeah. So, you see, so the thing that I want to highlight to you guys is that be a master. Be a master at investing in this space. It's okay for you not to really pay attention to the majority of the traditional financial markets, because the traditional financial markets are not our space anymore. Okay, it's very hard for us to invest in that space. It's not favorable. We are already being priced out. Right now, if you want to invest in this space, you can start with $100, $200, $300, no problem. Because why? You are able to buy fractions of a particular crypto. All right, you are able to buy fractions of a Bitcoin. You are able to buy fractions of Litecoin. You are able to buy fractions of Ethereum. So there's no excuse that you cannot participate in this market. It only boils down to the amount of knowledge that you have and your country's accessibility. Okay, so these are the things that you have to focus on. So, how do you know that the coin is consolidating? Very easy. When it's flatlined, it trades in a very tight range, and it's been doing that for a matter of days. So this is the most important when you talk about consolidation. When I look for consolidation, I prefer to talk in days. I don't like consolidations that are a matter of hours, because if you talk in matter of hours, you're not going to get the right entry point. It's actually extremely speculative. So now the question is between BTC. The question now is between BTC and Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash, a large part is being ruled and owned by Roger Ver and Jihan Wu. And if you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is now pulling back to 15,000. Will we hold 15,000? It would really depend on what kind of volume, how much selling pressure is it getting at the moment. I can't entirely see because I only have my block folio. I didn't bring my laptop, and we are looking at okay. So there are a few levels that we can take note of. 15,000. We can look at 11,000 to 11 to 13,000. That will be the next level, and then 9,000. So it's very extreme. The pullbacks can be very fierce. We could see we could see a very strong pullback in altcoins, but let's just let it happen first, right? There's no point anticipating, because right now it's the Christmas. There's 3 days to Christmas, guys, and a lot of shit can happen in that time. Like I said, it's most important that you stay invested. So I hope that no one really bought quantum at the high. I assume that people have bought quantum high, but you don't really have to be too concerned, because there were people who bought Bitcoin Cash at 1,007. They still got out, right? There were people who bought at that time when I bought quantum at $15.30, right? It was the high then. And where is it now? See, everything, if you know that it is moving forward, it's in the right direction, you don't have to be too concerned. Okay, give me a second, guys. I need to take some water. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so now I'm gonna have a few words of caution, especially for people who are coming in who are very new. I'm most concerned about them. Now, for the people who are coming in new, you're new to this space. You're seeing Bitcoin at 16,000 US dollars. You see Litecoin at $300. You see Ethereum at $700 to $800. You're very new, you're very excited. And then you see you're coming into the game with $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. And then you want to get invested, but you're very concerned about the price. Don't be concerned about the price. Focus on what this project has achieved, what kind of infrastructure this project has established. That is what you have to be investing in. Not focusing just because it's 10 cents, not focusing just because it's 30 cents. If it's $300, $4, $5, and you own very little of it, it doesn't matter because you are investing in something solid. Even if you had to buy just half a Litecoin, even if you were to buy only 4 or 5 Litecoins, just go and do that. Because at least you know, if you're new to the game, you stay invested. Okay, that is the most important thing that I can highlight. Until you have built up a stack, my suggestion in this space, you need to have a stack of at least 3 to 5x of your original. Okay, and even then, because it depends on what kind of financial objective you are having, you still have to continue to grow that stack until you are able to free yourself financially from debt first, and then you start getting experimental. Your mentality will just be so much better, right? You will go into this space very confidently. Your trades, whenever you put up a trade, you can sleep overnight. I realize that there are people who are still having sleepless nights when they are investing in this space. This is something that that has to change, guys, because if you've been following me for a while, this should not be the case. Okay, so swing trading or rebalancing. Okay, no, grow by what? When you talk about trading or investing, you have to ask yourself. What kind of strategy are you talking about? Rebalancing applies to investing. Swing trading is basically moving from one crypto to another that has momentum. When you're in a bull market, sure, you can do that. But why are you moving from one crypto to another when you can confidently accumulate? Accumulation strategy is one of the most powerful things. Okay, if you are able to just hodl and accumulate in a particular crypto, you are going to make more bank because this is the growth phase. When you swing trade, it's more for that quick gain by percentage, but overall, when you stay invested, you're going to make more. Do you trade to gain BTC or in your local currency? For me, right now, when you talk about BTC, I'm not so much of a BTC favorite. I'm not a maximalist, guys. I'm here to invest in the next Google. I'm here to find the next Microsoft. I'm here to find the next Uber. That's my stand. So to answer your question, local currency, but you see, BTC is BTC is a different kind of animal. Your base currency keeps going up. So that's why people love to swing trade. Then my next question to them is, why can't you just buy more Bitcoin whenever you have the chance? If you want to gain more Bitcoin, then just buy more Bitcoin. Now, of course, there are people who say, Ryan, but I only have this much. I want to trade and accumulate Bitcoin. You can do that as well, right? But do you know how to do that properly? Do you know how to do that effectively without panic selling and stop lossing your ass? And at the same time, when you keep having a lot of stop losses, right? This market is so volatile, you get taken out very, very easily. So you have to understand how to trade effectively first. Oh man, okay, so the connection is not fantastic today. Okay, so for accumulation wise, I usually focus on a few cryptocurrencies. Okay, I focus on quantum. I put in money into what do you call it? EOS. I put money into Cardano. Those two are very small positions, But at the end of the day, because of this bull market, they did very well. I put money into Komodo, so I'm looking into the infrastructure. I'm focusing on only that. I'm not really concerned about whatever that comes out from it. Yes, payment channels and decentralized exchanges and scalability solutions. These are the things that I'm looking at. Decentralized exchanges provide security because you don't have to deposit your coins onto the exchange, and with ample liquidity, it's going to, and if that particular decentralized exchange has ample liquidity, things are going to turn out pretty good in the future. So the likelihood of it being hacked and whatnot it drops down significantly. Yes, I'm invested in Kyber Network. I am going to have a strategy in place. You know, in terms of for Kyber Network, I'm going to be putting in a weekly amount and just gradually accumulating Kyber. Their mainnet launches in Q1 of 2018. Michael, I don't know what does Grossel coin do. So you're bullish on Raiden Network. It's a scalability solution, right? Once Raiden solves the problem of what is happening to Ethereum with CryptoKitties and blockchain hamsters, you know, then maybe things will be better. Because right now, don't forget that Ethereum is not proof of stake yet; it's actually proof of work. This is one problem, and I think that a lot of people don't realize that we are now having this influx of new members all the time. BCH is not supposed to be an investment. BCH is supposed to be used as a means of transaction, a currency. So vintage feel. Oh, good. A non-crypto question. That's nice. A non-crypto. Okay. How come you quit your banking job? Was it for crypto? Actually, my vintage feel. I quit banking because I had no time for the family. I was always focusing on you know, getting the job done and month-to-month targets. So much so that I decided, where is this going to lead me? Is either to management or private banking, okay? And even if I was to go to management, I will be having to oversee a team, right? To teach them how to do the exact same thing over and over again, which is fine. I'm okay with teaching. But I realized that the career prospects are limited because that's not my company, right? It's not my company. There's only, I'm someone who is paid a salary. So I'm there to do a job. And when you're there to do a job, I already lost the passion already. I lost the passion because I'm helping people who are already well-to-do get rich. Why do I want to help people who are well-to-do get rich when I can be helping people who are not well-to-do get rich, right? I prefer to do that. That's more fulfilling to me, right? So I needed to do that. Once I had that realization, I left and I stepped into online marketing, internet marketing. Yeah. You got fired, my friend. I am one of the cleanest in terms of record. I can always go back and ask for my banking job back. There's no way that I will get fired, my friend. I was one of the most compliant bankers, and also at the same time one of the better performing bankers in my day. When Icon makes me a millionaire, I swear to God, right, I'll be giving you a thank you. No, you're most welcome, Mr. Crypto. I mean, Icon should be able to fill that void. Can you show us your newly invest portfolio in Binance? I can't do that now because this is the mobile phone. Currently now it's tanking, right? So it's tanking at the moment, and now it's about 13,000 in terms of value. The high was about 18,000. That was few days back. But yeah, it's not too bad. Thoughts on Singularity Net? Okay, I think the next year we will see quite a number of social media platforms. I hope that they start to take fruit, or else this space will be pretty boring. And I understand, because there are gonna be markets where we want to have some fun, right? There has to be markets where we are able to deliver content creation, where we are able to provide our services on the network. And if there are platforms that, for example, are built on the blockchain and can allow us to do come out content, and oh yeah, Steam it, guys. Yeah, Smash House, you just gave me a good reminder. Steam it is now $4, man. When it was at $1, people could have 4x. I mean, those who are in I think with the recent bull run, those who have been on Steam it recently, yeah, wow, they 4x their money, man. Especially those who have been always making bank on Steemit. I mean, those who keep writing content. Personally, I'm not on Steemit, but my team has created a blog on Steemit. So yeah, so you're gonna see more content on Steemit soon from our side. Okay, so I'll handle more questions today rather than rant. How do you see 2018 play out? I'm really undecided on how it could go. Mr. Crypto, the market just got hot. The market is only just getting noticed. So 2018 is still gonna be more or less bullish. I don't see any. There's gonna be pullbacks, corrections, whatever you wanna call it, but the market is still gonna be quite bullish. Look, Goldman Sachs futures will not appear if there's going to be a crazy pullback, because the moment if there's, okay, just try to understand one thing. Anything that is a pullback will not last too long, because they need volatility for it to make money, right? With no volatility, they will not be able to make money, even though if there's a way to short. Regulation has to play a part. If you don't have any regulations in this space, it's good to have regulation. In fact, it protects people. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. I think Topher Dowling has mentioned something. So we have this theory. That the reason why Charlie Lee actually sold off all his Litecoins. Now this is just basically personal opinion, because if Litecoin was to have an ETF, he must be able to, he must not own a majority of the cryptos. So he wants to, that's why he donated it to the foundation, which he owns as well. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know how to make of it. I'm not sure whether is it noble or whatnot, but I feel that if Litecoin, like you see, now there's Bitcoin ETF, there's Bitcoin futures. Soon, I'm pretty certain there will be Ethereum ETF and Ethereum futures, and then it will come Litecoin and Litecoin futures. Sorry, Litecoin futures and Litecoin ETF. I'm pretty certain, because you can't just have one. Okay, so Paul Y has 2 questions. What were your favorite failure moments in your life that led to success, and best purchases of $100 or less? Okay. Good question. My favorite failure was basically me losing 150,000 Sing dollars, which works out to about 110 USD in a period of 2 years in the stock market. That was my big failure moment, because when you lose, and that was when I was 27 years old, 28 years old. That was one of my huge failure moments that made me realize that how immature I was. I didn't know anything, which is true, right? I just joined banking. The whole market tanked. At that time, that was the subprime and Lehman Brothers time. And I lost all that money. And by the way, all that money was a mixture of my commissions and an equity loan that I asked my parents to help me with, because I didn't have a home then, right? And when I did that, because I told myself that if I don't come in now when the market is bearish and it pulled back so much, when am I ever going to make money? So I was not emotionally prepared. I was not mentally prepared. I had very poor knowledge about stocks, right? And it made me realize that that whole phase was the worst phase ever, because when I lost all that money, it was just, it's like cold sweat. It's cold sweat. Firstly, it was a mixture of commissions, guys, commissions and borrowed money. So can you imagine that you lose all your commissions, and at the same time also you lost money that you borrowed from the bank? That's a double whammy. So a good part of my banking life was to make commissions, to pay back. I never touched stocks ever since then. I was just focused on my job, focusing on analyzing the market, and just gaining knowledge. And that's why when I see people lending money or taking an equity loan to buy cryptos, I get very concerned. I get very concerned because they could be in the same exact situation. They could still lose money because they panic sold. You get what I'm saying? Even though that we're in a bull market, which is actually the same when the stock market happened, right? It went into a 10-year bull market, right? From 2008 until now, it's a 10-year bull market. But I lost money, guys. How did that happen? So it's the same thing now. You see, people are borrowing, and if they fail to stay invested, they didn't hodl, they're going to lose money. So it's the same thing. Okay, so your next question is, how did it lead to my success? So like I said, I learned from it. I started reading more. I started opening up. I started to go to networking events. And by the way, that was when I actually left banking. So I don't have, I wouldn't say $100, but I spent $500 on a Tony Robbins Total Success seminar in Singapore. And that's when everything took off. And the key word was to take action, right? Never to doubt yourself. If you have many ideas, just focus on the idea that allows you to be able to execute the fastest and start to make money. Don't keep thinking whether this is going to work out, planning until you will get paralyzed, right? You overanalyze until you get paralyzed. Keep making sure that you're going to be able to make money in this space and make money with the skill sets that you have. Don't waste time on acquiring some other skill set so that you can make money. You're too slow. So that was the best. I wouldn't say $100, but $500, right? That I spent. $100, you can buy books for sure, right? To get ideas. And then I think that there's the $100 Startup. That is a very good book. That is to help you with your side hustle. Because if you're studying, you're working full time, you want to free yourself, you want to have an extra $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, a side hustle is very important. So that is something that I would really, I like these two questions a lot actually. And these two questions applies to anybody in here, because when you make so much money in this space, what are you going to do with that money, right? You need to leverage. And you need to grow that, not just keep throwing it back into the cryptocurrency market, but you want to build something at the side just in case you have major pullbacks in this space, you still can survive. That's the most important thing. Predictions on what China decides on crypto 2018. China is going to move forward with cryptocurrencies, but I think they're going to use the PBOC coin. That means they're going to use their state coin. Their state coin for you to invest so that they can keep track of the money movement. Ivan, it's okay to be late. Better late than never, that's right. Once a coin gets expensive, do you continue to buy if you believe in it, or find cheaper projects you believe in? Seems to me it's less risky to find cheaper ones and means you'll diversify. Alex Jacobson. No, I think I disagree. I would still stay invested. Let's give Ethereum as an example. When Ethereum was $9 to $12, it shot up to 50, right? It shot up to 50 and it stayed at 45 to 50 for a matter of maybe 1 month to 2 months before it rose to $100, right? So can you imagine if you kind of didn't stay invested in, okay, let's say you sold off all of your Ethereum at $50, right? You said, haha, I already made 5x, and you failed to accumulate at the $50 level. You failed to accumulate, right? And it went to 100. So that means the ones that you accumulated at $50, you doubled. Now, then there was a long period of time that Ethereum was stuck at sub 300. It went up to 400. It went down to 300, 300 to 200 because we had the whole July FUD. And if people who continue to buy below 200 would have already 3x their money because Ethereum is 700. I hope that gives you my point, because Ethereum is battle tested and proven. Unlike new projects, which you just highlighted, new projects, you keep jumping from one new project to another new project. They are untested, they are unproven. And if you accidentally invest your hard-earned money, your hard-earned profits into an unproven project and you lose everything, then what then, right? Because security is still an important aspect of this space. It's not just about making money, it's also about making sure that the platform is secure in itself. What do you think of Ripple? Will it consolidate soon? Frankie Liang, with regards to Ripple, right, it has already run too hot for now. When you talk about consolidation, wait for it to consolidate first, and then if you decide to enter, yeah, you can. Okay, Rasmus, do crypto grinders do one-time counseling? I would love if you could buy half an hour where you went through a person's portfolio. Rasmus, we do, that's actually how we started, Rasmus. We started with portfolio consultation, right? I started with portfolio consultation while Andy started up with technical analysis. So we don't do half an hour, we actually do 45 minutes. You can email us at info@cryptogrinders, portfolio or technical analysis, depending on which one you are. If you're an investor, you do portfolio analysis, because that's where we do go through your financial needs analysis, your risk management, and then after that we look at hedging strategies and portfolio management, portfolio allocation. So that is done by me, but everything will be done next year. I'm not doing any consultation this year. For technical analysis, you can engage Andy, so just email us at info@cryptogrinders.com. Thinking about stopping university temporarily to do crypto full-time. I have over 1 year crypto experience now, and it feels like I'm missing something if I focus most of my time on studying. Thoughts? Okay, if you are in the capacity, right? If you are in the capacity to balance both, it will be better. Now, university, I assume that you must be going to university because of your parents, okay? And if that's the case, it's always about making your parents happy, right? Because they don't know this space like you do. Now, I also understand for the fact that if you were to leave, right, university because you wanted to focus on what you're good at, and I assume that you're good because you've been in it for 1 year, you are definitely someone who is also pretty experienced, but don't forget that this market is a very young market, right? Also, there's also another external concern, which is the job market isn't fantastic at the moment. I'm not sure which country you're from, what are your job prospects, but if I can safely say that if you're a pretty good investor come trader, you're definitely making more money than most of your peers. And I think that is pretty much why we're in this space. A lot of youngsters are in this space at the moment. So Crypto Grinders, of course, has taken certain portfolios from 3 figures to 4 figures, from 4 figures to 5 figures, and from 5 to 6 figures. And those who started off with 5 figures have already, some have made 7 figures. So that's where Crypto Grinders has gradually moved up in terms of help people move up in terms of their portfolio, and it takes time. So back to your question. Should you leave university? I think that's a really personal question. I should not be answering that for you. But if you can manage both, that would be the best. But you have to believe very strongly that you are able to to really be in this space professionally in order to leave university, because that's a very big decision, right? Or if you're stopping, that means you're going to slow down your learning, right? Whatever degree that you're doing. So personally, I've never done university, right? We were never well-to-do enough to step into university. My grades were never good enough to step into university. So, this is something that I can't advise you on, right? But the decisions that we make will pave the way for our future. And it's all about how you feel, because you need to be able to be at peace with that decision. If you're not at peace with that decision, you cannot make that decision by asking other people. You have to be at peace with yourself, and you say, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to stay committed. And no matter how rough the path is, I will make sure I succeed. That is the kind of determination that I had when I left banking, that I would make sure that I succeed. There was no turning back once I left, because even though I could step back into banking, because my certifications were definitely available for me for 3 years, but I told myself that when the third year came, it was the crunch time. That means it was the last chance for me to step back into the banking world, and at that time, I still had not made it yet, just so you know. But I told myself I wanted to push through, right? And I pushed through, and that's when my breakthrough came. Can you imagine if I was still struggling then? I really wouldn't know what I would do now, because I would have to take all the certifications again. And this is 9 papers, by the way, 9 certifications to re-enter back into the banking world, right? So this was crunch time for me. So if right now you're studying, you are pausing your university at the moment, and you want to step back into this, and you really want to stop university to focus on crypto, you better be at peace with that decision. And also, what do your parents think? If your parents are in the equation, it's also kind of good to ask them for their opinion as well. They may not like it, but you know what? If they have faith in what you do, they know, they've seen you grow up, they know that hey, I'm someone who, you're someone that definitely can get the job done once you set your mind to it. Maybe you're that kind of guy or that kind of girl. Yeah, why not? Really, why not? It's all about how you feel, bro. So I'm just worried that opportunities won't be as good as 1 to 5 years when I have an engineering degree, but I'll try both and think for now. There's no such thing as there's no opportunities, okay? If I thought like that, I would have never left banking. In this world, there are always opportunities. There's always going to be something for you to make money with. It's just whether or not your eyes are open, your mind is open enough for you to go and search for that. If you fail to look for that, right, then you are the one that closed off the opportunity. The world always has opportunities, guys. You don't have to worry about that. So, so any more questions, guys? Opinion on comparison. Okay, so opinion on 0x comparison to Kyber. Please, I'm heavily invested in ZRX and I would love to hear your opinion. Tim, I am not invested in 0x. I am invested in Kyber instead. But you know what? I have yet to compare the different decentralized exchanges, and from a technical perspective, I'm not the best person that I can advise. I usually get my researchers to give me the breakdown. So once I have that, I will be able to articulate better and make a better comparison. What are the signs/indication to sell? That's a good question. At the moment, the market is extremely bullish. Yes, there's a lot of mass media attention, but the barrier of entry to enter into crypto is very difficult. It's really very difficult if you think about it. It may be easy for you to set up a Gemini account because you're maybe the millennial, but it's not easy for the traditional money to get in, if you think about it logically, right? So if everyone who is a millennial, no offense, but millennials don't have much money, right? So there's only so much money that they can put into this space. The whales, on the other hand, they who know about this space, they're the ones making the markets, the market movements. So if you think for a second, where is the traditional money? Where are the 45 to the 60, the 45, the baby boomers? Where is their money? their money is not in because it's not easy to get in. They don't want, they are not the kind that will sit in front of a computer and set up something on their own. They're usually having someone else to do it for them, right? So the big money is not in yet. When you all think that the big money is in, no, this is not the big money, guys. The big money is coming in 1 to 2 years from now when there's enough liquidity in the respective cryptocurrencies, because they know that once they have control of the tokens, they can move the market easier. Right now, they need to buy you out. So here's your chance. If you pick the right cryptocurrencies that have the best fundamentals, you'll make money, right? Because they have to buy you out. So you have to look for the best fundamentally sound cryptocurrencies, because that's what they're going to invest in. When I mean they, I mean the smart money, right? Because let's look at how they analyze stocks. It's the same thing. Don't talk about PE funds. Don't talk about VC money. VC money always comes in damn early. They are at the concept stage when there's no product, right? They only believe and invest in the team, or the team that can pitch to them the best. Don't talk about that. Then we have PE funds that are a little bit more high beta, high alpha. They're willing to put in money at a different stage in the project. Maybe they're invested in this space. Then you have hedge funds. Hedge funds are invested in this space, but to a certain extent, their mandate doesn't allow them to go all in 100% of their clients' assets into cryptocurrencies. They cannot. So they don't have the mandate to do so, right? Not yet. Well, they can, because their hedge funds are usually very small, 3-man, 4-man team, or maybe family office has to approve, right? So they're not in yet, because the family office, if they're very traditional, they're not going to allow them to invest in crypto because it's the family money. You are just my team that I hired and brought in for you to manage my family's money. So the family office has to sign off. Now, when it comes to banks, same thing. Does their mandate allow them to do so? Also, are there licensed exchanges? Because they cannot put in clients' money into an unlicensed platform and an unregulated space. So regulations, once regulations come in, licensing is above the line, that's when the money is coming in. And that is when you have to make sure that you are in. If you keep going in and out, in and out, in and out, you're not going to make big money, man. Trust me, man. You will not be here. You want to make big money? Stay invested, my friend. Okay. A lot of youngsters are in this space. Can you talk a little bit about how your perspective in life has changed now that you are a husband and father, and what you would tell these younger people? I wouldn't say I would tell. I would just give my experience. So I became so much more mature when I became a father. I made better financial decisions when I got married, because I was no longer on my own, right? Like I said, I lost money before I got married. And my then girlfriend, who is my wife now, had to go through that, the uncertainty, and she could have always left me, right? But she's not that kind of gal. She stuck through me throughout the whole period when I was really down in the dumps, guys. Like down in the dumps. Thankfully, of course, because I had a job, I still could keep up, right? But imagine if you were in that situation, and I think finance is always something very important that can gel and make or break a family. And imagine if you were having a poor financial situation, right? Life is just so much tougher. And that is why when I became a father, right, I started to become more conservative. That's why if you ask me, am I the best YouTuber to give you all the crazy recommendations and whatnot? I'm not. But if you want me to give you sound fundamental advice for your portfolio that is going to anchor down and help you make that money consistently, I'm your guy. That's me. So because I'm a father, and I'm a father of 2 children, when I had Hannah, I left my banking job. Hannah is my eldest daughter. Sometimes you'll see her appear in my stream. When you're on your own, you don't think too much about the risk, because you always tell yourself, I've got time, I'm still young, I've got time, I have a degree, I have maybe X amount of money, I can always work part-time. You see, you can be more experimental when you're young. But when you have a family, you have a mortgage, you have a car, all these things that come into the space, right? Or you have debt, you can't be too experimental already, and that kind of hinders and limits you. But you can always focus on a side hustle depending on which situation you're in or which angle you're in. Some people even get married early, right? Some people don't have some youngsters, they get married very early in life, right? So you still have a chance, guys. What I'm trying to say is that you think that you're old just because you're 30 years old, 40 years old. No, you're not old. You always have a chance. You always have a chance. There's always a decade in front of you. Even if you're 60 years old and stepping into this space, you still have a chance. Because how many times do we experience something like this in the crypto markets? How many times in evolution or revolution are we going to experience this? You miss this boat, guys. You're going to miss the whole boat for the next, 10, 20 years until something else comes about, right? And you don't want to miss this boat. That's why you have to understand this space very, very well. Whatever happens, volatility, you ride through it. You ride through it and you take profit. So if we do experience like a crash that we had in the dot-com, you're still going to survive. You're going to come out with your head held high because you did the right things. Because when we pull back, right now, okay, look, we're not going to pull back by much. Okay, it's 650 billion. It's not even $1 trillion yet. So don't have to worry. I'm really not concerned. Bitcoin can fall to 1,000 for all I care, and my altcoins can all be 90% down. I don't care. Because I know for a fact that if you had been taking profit out consistently, investing in gold, you've been investing in fiat, you'll be fine. Keep it simple, guys. Don't have to complicate your whole situation. We did a sponsored feature on Raiden. Yes, Raiden is a scalability solution that has to take place before to improve the whole situation in Ethereum. So yes, we are invested in Raiden. Crypto Grinder Telegram group will understand. Yes, okay. Okay, James Taylor. Good idea to stock up on BTC ahead of GS trading desk. Well, that is questionable, right? But what you should do is have an accumulation strategy. Every week you buy Bitcoin or whatever cryptocurrency that you like. So every week or every month when you receive your paycheck, after net off all your liabilities, right? You have some funny money left aside. That is what goes into crypto. Do you think now is a good time to enter BTC with USD Tether or further downside? It seems bullish on the one week chart. Anthony Hall, right now, yes, it is at around 50, sub 16,000. I wouldn't say it's the best, but you can get some skin in the game if you have quite a bit of USD Tether. Retirement funds will be in crypto in 18 months when regulated. That is true. I actually know of some pension funds that are entering crypto already. So that's true. What categories would these fundamental coins fall in? Platforms, privacy coins? Yes, platforms, privacy coins, yes. That is the main infrastructure. So that to answer BVAS. I got married in, wow, that's a good question. I got married 6 years ago. 6 years ago. Okay, Chris Cass. Ryan, would you ever advise selling my car worth around 30,000 to put it into crypto? Chris, can you not always like ask me these kind of questions, man? Okay, now, realistically, if your car is worth 30,000, my question is your car able to, okay, I'm talking seriously now. Okay, man-to-man talk. Does your car help you to generate revenue? Meaning that when you commute, it saves you time so that you can get to that particular job or client faster so that you can close more deals. If you don't have that kind of return on return on investment, okay, take it as your car is your investment as per se to help you shorten your time frame. Because I think if you're in America, you need a car. When you're in large countries like Europe, you need a car. It saves you time to commute. But if you're going to sell off your car and then it's going to slow you down to get to that destination for you to do something, it's best that you not sell your car, right? And if you take this 30,000 and you put it into the wrong cryptocurrencies, right, it could set you back. So I would rather you keep your car and still work full time rather than you go and sell your car. You have this 30,000, you dump it into crypto and it doesn't turn out favorably, then what? You know what I'm saying? So this is just my thoughts. So I don't know your entire situation, but I would always ask these questions. If your car helps you to generate an ROI, then don't do it. Because I don't need a car, guys. I don't need a car, but my family needs a car. I bought a car for my family, but I don't need a car. You get what I'm saying? Sure, Top Table Man, you can email us. We'll be more than happy to help you out. Father of 7 boys. Hey, A Sloan. Wow, I haven't seen you in a while, man. Thanks for your time, right? It means a lot to me. Hey, wow, 7 boys. Sheesh. Woo. All right, man. Thanks for joining the Premium Chat Korean Hotshot. See you in January myself. Okay, coins sometimes take turns pumping. If a quality coin in your portfolio pumps, could you rebalance those gains to other quality coins that are waiting their turn? Dan Siu, yes. Dan Siu, yes you can. So I have 30% of my quantum that is just ready to cash out and then re-enter, or using profits to go and pump up or build up the positions in other cryptos. So for example, if I was at home, right, I would have sold 30% of my quantum and buy into Kyber network, into other stuff, right, or Raiden or whatnot, or Icon or whatever, right? So this is what I would have done. But the majority, I will always have a portion of quantum that I would want to fulfill. So I'm building that up. Robbie Digital. Always take profit, my friend, right? Because I don't know how much you started off with, but if you have that kind of 6-figure sum, I would strongly suggest that you have a Ledger Nano S. I hope that this amount is not on the exchange, and at the same time make sure that you have a very safe Wi-Fi connection at all times. That means you're only trading whitelisting at home and never use outdoor public Wi-Fi, because if you're trading that kind of amount, it is very risky for you. I've had a person lost 2 mil in terms of crypto recently. It's a friend's friend, and what was the reason? He was at a blockchain conference and he used the hotel public Wi-Fi, and somehow he was compromised. 2 mil in terms of crypto. What are the 4 books you have gifted the most? Okay, so I bought Gary Vaynerchuk's Jab 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 Right Hook. That really helped me out in terms of my social media content, right? So Gary Vaynerchuk has always been a giver, right? Because he always wants to buy the I think the New York Jets, right? And he's someone who is just so focused, so driven. He started out with wine library, and when no one was watching his videos on YouTube, he was one of the first people who started selling on YouTube, like hardcore. And from then he grew the business. Didn't get paid anything for I think 3 years. His father said that the 16,000 amount of money that went into the space of really building up this whole studio and whatnot didn't have any ROI, but he managed to turn around Wine Library to become Wine Library TV, and then now he owns one of the biggest biggest advertising companies in US. So, so Gary Vaynerchuk is one of my inspirations. The other is, of course, Anthony Robbins, right, or Tony Robbins, right? Uh, Basically, I bought majority of his books, you know, because he is just very straightforward. He's so dynamic. He's a serial entrepreneur. He's a billionaire, and he told us one thing, that never let your beliefs limit you, right? You just because you believe that, because you are the one that controls your own destiny. No one else is going to tell you no. No one can tell me no. Seriously, no one can tell me no. Whenever people laugh at me, when people tell me that, Ryan, you cannot do it, you are way over your head. You're biting more than you can chew. I get challenged. I don't back away, because my character is I always push forward. I'm more mature right now, but I'm always still that younger self. I always have my fire. So whenever I'm being challenged or people do better than me, I said, fantastic, you deserve it. I need to be better than you. And that is why I told myself that whatever I do, I must succeed. And eventually I never gave up, right? I told myself that I'll always be a leader at whatever aspect in whatever that I did. And this is my own self-fulfilling prophecy, you know, and that is something that I'm very blessed to have. And I'm also very blessed to have a very solid team. If I don't have this solid team, I am nowhere near the success that I am. I could be a very solid investor, personally, but I would prefer that other people be able to free themselves. And that's why I told myself, I have to be very generous with what I do. I can always say, hey, I don't want to give you this call. I'll just keep quiet. I'll only put it out for my premium chat. Something like that. But I don't mind giving you nuggets so that you guys can benefit. And if you feel that my whatever I'm giving you is of value, you join the premium chat. Because if you feel that there's more for you to learn from me, right? I'm there. That's the whole idea. My team is there, because you're only having me providing you access. But if you're in the premium group, you're having my team giving you that knowledge and value as well. The articles, the reports from Charles, you know, all the social media content that Orbiton is providing, technical analysis setups from Andy. That's why the premium chat was created, because I am only one person. I can only impart so much knowledge. But when you have so many experts and professionals providing you knowledge, that is the value. So that's why I created premium chat. So if you ask me, the two other books, Internet on Money by Andreas Antonopoulos. So you have so Gary Vaynerchuk, Jab 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 Right Hook. Then after that you have Tony Robbins, any of his books. So I think mastering. There's something about, it's Mastering Finance or something like that. I can't remember the title, but that is one aspect. But that's more of old school. Then we have Internet on Money by Andreas Antonopoulos. And the recent book that I read is the $100 Startup. I bought the $100 Startup is more for you guys, right? Because I want to be able to put myself in that position where if I don't have much money, how am I going to rebuild it? Or if I go broke, how am I going to rebuild myself? See, I always think that way, guys. I always think that I'm going to go broke. Although it's not what I focus on. I don't focus on going broke, guys. I focus on becoming rich. I'm focusing on building. But I always tell myself, if I ever go broke, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I wake up hungry every day. Why do you think I wake up at 6:30 a.m. every day to do a stream? Not because I want more subscribers or views, but because it's a discipline. Because I know that there are people out there who need this information, who need it more than me. They need this information so that they can push forward. Because if I can be that person, I can be that catalyst, I can be that enabler for them to move forward in their life, then I have done my job. See? So this is very important. So what are your plans at the end of the year? Ali, I'll be working. We have a bunch of ICO projects that we still have not done up yet. We are still in the midst of tying up the finalizing the details. So I'll be working, my friend. The reason why I'm even here is because my wife gave me the look and said, you're not coming? Then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm coming, you know. those who have wives understand, man. Those who have wives understand, right? If I had a choice, I wouldn't be here, but I need to be here, okay? So, Ivan, if you want to join, you have to email us at info@cryptogrinders.com, premium group as the title. I lost around 2K this week by putting it in the wrong coins and want to make it back. If you were in this situation, what would you do? Well, Pieter, this is exactly what I covered at the beginning. When you had a bull run this week, how did you lose money? Because you invested in the wrong coins, right? How is it that if you were invested in the solid cryptocurrencies, how is it that it's not going up? So it's okay. Now my question is, how do you actually lose it if you are staying invested? So that means you probably cut loss. That means you didn't have faith in the coin. Now I'm really addressing this specifically to you. I need you to understand one thing. I need you to learn how to stay invested. The reason why you cut loss is because you failed to understand, or you failed to have faith in that particular investment. When I invested in Quantum, it was going to shit, but I had faith, full faith in it. When everyone was laughing at me for 4 months, which I didn't care, of course, right? And by the way, guys, I already made 7 figures before I stepped into really trading crypto and before I even started Crypto Grinders, okay? So I don't care about people laughing at me, okay? I'm already past that stage. So Pieter, just to let you understand, if you were having full confidence about that particular cryptocurrency, you would not have lost that 2K because you know that you can stay invested and eventually that crypto would have gone up. So learn to do that the next round and you should be able to recoup that 2K and more. How do you take profit? What are the percentages for taking profit? Tiago, when you talk about taking profit, right, it is a matter of preference. Are you here for the long haul or you're here for a short-term trade? If you're here for a short-term trade, then don't get greedy. You should be happy with 15% or 20%. But if you're here for the long haul, that means regardless of the volatility, you are able to make money because, you're going to stay invested in the particular crypto until you at least 3x, 5x, or 10x. What is your starting budget if you make 7 figures? I only made 17K from 5K. I started the year with 200K. And I grew it to another 7 figures. And I'll pull that out again. And I'll start the new year with 200K again. I'm worried we're going to get shafted by capital gains tax in the US when we take profit. Any ideas? Bohemian Minimalist, best that you consult your accountant or your taxation officer on this because in Singapore we don't have capital gains. So I don't have to be too concerned. Any update on QSP? Well, QSP is doing pretty well, right? In terms of their, I mean, it's whatever they're focusing on is actually very solid. Right? Okay, so QSP is, like I said, they are focused on accounting and auditing smart contract platforms that are built on Ethereum. Right? Companies need that service. So if everyone is engaging them, then you'll start to see them boom. Buy a house with the money to avoid capital gains. Well, here's my thoughts. As long as whatever you make from crypto comes back to your country will be happy because you're spending within the country, you see. But if you made money and then you bought something else elsewhere, of course your company will, your country will feel like pissed off, right? Because the money is like not even coming back to the country. Because when you buy a home, you have what do you call it? Property tax, right? If you buy a car, you have well, I mean, maybe we call it COE or Certificate of Entitlement. It goes back to the country, right? So in a way, it's like a win-win, right? You make money somewhere, they don't tax you for it, but you're going to spend it because not everyone is financially capable of buying property in another country. Well, it depends, right? Maybe it's Thailand or Cambodia or Vietnam, where property is still decently okay. But you know what? When you talk about Bangkok, Thailand is not cheap. If you talk about Ho Chi Minh, buying a property is not exactly cheap. Yeah, so. Can foreigners in SG cash out money from crypto without tax? Nope, you can't. Only Singapore citizens. Nice try, by the way. Couldn't you just go to Singapore if you make without it draw? No. That's not the point. Your capital gains. Don't look, guys. Don't try to pull this kind of shit. Okay, seriously. I know that you guys are having a very high capital gains tax, but look, if you want crypto to really okay, then you have to manage your portfolio well. You have to manage your portfolio well. Do it once a year or take out what you need and then leave the rest to ride on the market. Then you pay less, correct? Because you only take out to fiat once a year or semi-annually. But if you make so much money, guys, why are you concerned about the tax that much, right? Pay the damn tax, man, and then everyone will be happy. But the problem is when people don't pay, this is what happens. But you know what? I also understand that if you make so much and then 30% goes to the government, you're like, what? You don't want to do that. So it's a chicken and egg kind of thing. What is your opinion on XLM partnering with Android? And wow, okay, if they're doing that, then of course it's very bullish, right? Because you're talking about Android and Android Pay. Probably gonna be a good boomtown Charlie, man, if that happens. Is it wise to view market discrepancies, for example, between CoinMarketCap, some other markets, and then purchase in the market based on the difference? That means you're talking about arbitraging, is it? Is that what you mean? Arbitrage, yeah, if you can make money through arbitraging, why not? Okay, so wait, there was a question just now. Okay, Ryan, if you had an opportunity to put something on the largest billboard in Singapore, what would you put? Wow, this is a good question, man. Paul, your questions are really made me think a little bit. Largest billboard. Be happy. That's what I would put. Be happy. This is something that I think a lot of people in Asia, in Singapore especially, we are in a high stress society. Everyone is very competitive, especially from an academic point of view. I would just say be happy. And just a nice bright color with be happy on it. It's everything. When it's a billboard, it's always meant to sell something. But this is just being happy is something that most people cannot safely say. They really can't. Because they're day in, day out going into their jobs. They're unhappy with the time and the amount of money they're making. They're making minimum wage, going in and out of their jobs for the next 30-40 years. It's very challenging. Do you practice meditation or some kind of mind and spiritual centering technique to keep your life in check and stay relaxed? I basically I'm a Christian, so I go to church, right? And of course, naturally, I pray like a lot, right? Because you need to stay grounded. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, I'm actually someone who doesn't like as much as you think that I love to do streaming and everything, but I'm actually someone who is pretty anti-social. I prefer smaller groups rather than larger groups. I can have a conversation with large groups of people, but I'm actually someone who's pretty introverted, right? Yeah, I'm pretty introverted, guys. All right, guys. So, of course, my wife is Christian. She's Christian as well. Is crypto part of the There's a huge sell wall on QSP. Well, it could be fake. How big do you think the crypto market will eventually grow to? In the trillions. No doubt about it. The crypto market is definitely going to go into the trillions, guys. Okay, folks. 1 hour and 30 minutes. Wow, we have really overshot. 1 hour and 25 minutes. So, guys, thank you so much for coming onto the stream. Don't forget to give this video a like. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. And also, we have the Telegram and Facebook group that is in the links to the description below. And if you have friends who have not, or do not know about this channel, please share it with them because it's a great opportunity, especially during Christmas. It's 3 days till Christmas, guys. And have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Peace out, guys.